many of you need answers as you are sitting? You need answers. So we need an altar. If you need answers, we need an altar. The God that answers by fire. The God that answers by fire. I know you must have heard that in the village, people that know how to manipulate altars, people fear them. Why do they fear them? Answers. They can secure answers from the spirit that they are. Oh, you think that a man of God that knows Jesus is any different? It's not different too. Sometimes you are even attacking him, he doesn't know. The angelic infrastructure that attends to his altar, there are some, oh my, evil things can happen just because of that. The God that answers by fire. So it's a system through which we can secure what? Answers. An altar is a place of communion where natural entities can commune with supernatural entities. A place of communion. We can check this out in the book of Exodus, chapter 33, beginning from verse 7. Exodus 33, beginning from verse 7. And Moses took the tabernacle and pitched it without the camp, afar off from the camp, and called it the tabernacle of congregation. Now, I'd like you to see the vision he had in mind. And it came to pass that everyone, underline one, even though it is called the tabernacle of congregation, it is not a community, it's not a corporate fellowship system, it's a personal fellowship system. Everyone which sought the Lord went out unto the tabernacle of the congregation, the tabernacle that belonged to the congregation, but it is a facility that is built for personal intercourse with the spirit realm. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Everyone which sought the Lord went out unto the tabernacle of the congregation, which was without the camp. Yes, verse 8. And it came to pass when Moses went out unto the tabernacle, that all the people rose up and stood up, every man at his tent door, and looked after Moses until he was gone into the tabernacle. It was the tabernacle of the congregation. All the children of Israel had right to this place, but it was only Moses that was going. That's how it is in the new covenant. We have right to the presence. We have right to the dimensions of God's glory, but you don't come. I don't come. How can we advance in the things of God? Meanwhile, are you there? Okay. Verse 9. And it came to pass, as Moses entered into the tabernacle, the cloudy pillar descended and stood at the door of the tabernacle, and the Lord talked with Moses. You will notice that that system can only accommodate one individual per time. The moment the individual enters into the vault, the fire, the pillar will come from above and block the door. Once you gain entrance, it comes from above, it blocks the door. Nobody else can enter. Because the communion you're having is going to be specific to you. It's going to be idiosyncratic. It's going to be individualistic. This is what God has that the devil doesn't have. If the devil needs to deal with people, he deals with them as a group. The devil cannot deal with people in their specific context of destiny as individuals. He doesn't have the resources to manage that kind of administration. It means that there are encounters that only you will have in the presence of God. God can sponsor specific encounters that are unique to you. And if you don't have it, nobody else will have it. And just in case you have it, it is yours and yours alone. And that's why we believe God differently. We respond to God differently because we had different encounters. The moment he accesses this place, God comes and shuts the door himself. And then the Bible says, and the Lord talked with Moses. Yeah, next verse. And all the people saw the cloudy pillar stand at the tabernacle door, and all the people rose up and worshipped, and every man in his tent. So their own worshiping, they were doing it at the door of the tent. And they are worshiping the glory of God that Moses' personal relationship with God brought down. So when they see that glory, they say, hey, he is God, the Lord is God, the Lord. But it was Moses' personal relationship with God that was bringing that dimension down. Verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses face to face. This is the quality of relationship that was obtainable in that tabernacle. And I would like to really emphasize it as much as I can. The Lord spoke unto Moses face to face. You see, when you read face to face, some of you will think you understand what it means. And the Lord spoke to Moses face to face. I say, yes, I know what it means. It's just... No. He went further to explain unto us what he meant by face to face. What is face to face? As a man speaketh unto his friend. The first thing we can draw from the qualifier that was used is that it was not a formal relationship. It was not the kind of relationship you will find in the army. I remember when we went for youth service, Kano was 15 degrees. 15 degrees. And some nights it will be 12 degrees in the night. The moment you put your back to rest, you hear hey. And the way, I don't know what instrument is that, but it doesn't matter how you slept, whether you in the dream, you are in the forest, you will hear you will hear that sound in the forest there. And when they give you additional 5 minutes and you are not up from your bed, that's not how the relationship between Moses and God was. He spoke to him face to face. He spoke to him as a man speaketh unto his friend. You know, this is the kind of relationship that Adam had with God. When he came in the garden in the cool of the day to meet with Adam. You might wonder, why is it that God always took time to come meet with Adam in the garden? Those moments were training moments, capacity building moments. It was like a school. The reason why Adam needed to be schooled was because Adam was created an adult. Adam did not grow like my daughter, Debbie. He didn't say, Dada, Mama, Papa. Adam just came and he was a man. Say, how are they? he did not have the opportunity to grow. He was created a man. You know the problem with that arrangement? Even though he had a big body, he was still a child. So he was a small man in a big body. I just pray that that's not how you are. So God came to him in the cool of the day to train him.